Earlier in the day at the SCG, it was a rather spiteful encounter for what was Derby 30 between the Sydney Swans and the Giants. In the end, Dean Cox's side prevailing by 14 points. And you want to highlight some of the defensive matchups that they got right, very influential in the end.
Yeah, I reckon it was 3 weeks ago where we volcanoed Dean Cox for flip-flopping with McCartan. Is he forward? Is he back? Is he forward? What is it? We're at the start of which quarter? Where will he be? Well, finally, you go, okay, he's our best defender. Let's put him on the opposition and probably the best key forward in football. And I mean, Rampy's job on that man, Toby Green, was unbelievable. To
Huge.
keep those two to one goal between them and the amount of one-on-ones that they won. So not just the defensive stuff, but their ability to also influence and impact was just outstanding. So I thought the attitude of the whole of the Sydney group, it was aggressive, it was in the face. You know, I thought Hambling and Francis, they started forward. They went after Taylor and Buckley, and probably no team has done that yet. I mean, the Giants are pretty good at doing that at the other end usually and getting the matchups that they like and dictating. It was Sydney that did that. So a really strong attitude leading in. They were prepared to get into the face. They were physical. They put themselves out there, out of their comfort zone, and that was a season-saving win. If they dropped that one, it was, you know, you could kiss goodbye to the final. So they stay alive off the back of that performance.
And would you believe it's their first win at the SCG for the season? Is the Chad back? Kane, we know he had this huge decision to make when it came to his future. He's locked away for a further 2 years at the Swans. He seems to be playing with more freedom and verve. That explosion, it's returned.
All of that, Sarah, that you just said, and his ball use today. I mean, he was just more composed. Like, he gives himself time and space because of his speed. Like, so that the contested nature of his game, 15 contested possessions, but this is the clip I really love. So he wins the one-on-one in defensive 50, saves a goal, and then he goes. And this is as close as Chris Judd as we've seen. And then the ball use today, he'd really been, hadn't been composed with the footy this year. He'd been rushed. He wasn't prepared to run with it, and he was hat-kicking forward. So 24 in the end, 10 inside 50s, 9 score involvements. The best player on the ground by a mile, and you go, gee whiz, he is back to last year's levels, and perhaps that contract distraction behind him now, he can really impact for the rest of the season.
And a winner of the Brett Kirk medal today. I mentioned there was a lot of spite, there were spot fires throughout the game, and I wonder if it boiled over in the second term here with this incident involving Swans defender Lewis Malik. And now, look, you can say there was no malice in this incident with Toby Bedford, but these are the facts. He's got him high. Bedford finishes the game on the bench, subbed off, not with concussion, but with blurred vision. But if you look at precedents set this year, and I'm thinking of Patrick Voss on Nick Vlaston, he's looking at some time on the sidelines, isn't he?
Yeah, well, it has to be 3. So you have to start at 3, particularly when we've seen incidents like, I know different, but Mansell getting 3 for a shove into a contest that probably wasn't even won at the start of the year. When you go with a swinging arm, gets your opponent high, he's hurt, he's subbed off, then I think we start at 3, and it was really amazing courage from Bedford, who, you know, was probably giving away 25 kilos in that contest to really beat on the footy and go hard. But he came off second best, and you'd hope and you would think that Milliken's going to pay a significant price for that.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.